I just finished reading a beautiful book by a Native American botanist, a scientist called Wall Kimmerer. The book is called Braiding Sweetgrass, and I learned so much about how nature has to be intertwined with the material world, and the human spirit and the animal spirit and the spirituality of this earth, it has to be acknowledged in whatever we do, because of this, as we know, this 500-year-old experiment of separating the material world and the human spirit and the spiritual nature of this universe has created a problem for us in terms of sustaining ourselves for the future. So this book talks specifically about this place where I'm standing right now. It's the home of the Anishinaabe people of this area, and this lake is called Onandaga. Onandaga Lake was a beautiful area where the Native Americans here, native peoples here, had a bounty of whatever they could grow here, animals, as well as marine life here to live off. But in the 1950s and 60s, chemical companies set up here in this area called Solvay, and you can see a smokestack in the background there. And that chemical company, or a couple of chemical companies, systematically started killing this lake by poisoning this lake, and it became a dead zone. So much so that this area stank apparently, and there was no life here at all. But in the 1990s, the scientific community, the universities here, the city here, and the state government and some corporations got together and decided that they want to revive this lake. It's too much of a beautiful setting to let go. So they couldn't take over and do this job just right off the bat. So they had to do portion by portion, systematically digging up the poisons and bringing that earth out, but also replenishing this area by planting new trees, planting new life, bringing in new marine life to start off portion by portion to help the new restoration process happen. So the main thing that I learned from it is also that mechanical process alone, the scientific process alone wasn't enough. They believe that the human spirit, the spirit of the universe, spirit of this earth, has to be revived through ceremony, by invoking the universe, the gods, to also work to support the process, to make it sustainable and to make it forever again, to rebuild. And I want to read a small little portion from Robin Wall Kimmerer's book, rather. Restoration is a powerful antidote to despair. Restoration offers concrete means by which humans can once again enter into positive, creative relationship with the more than human world, meeting responsibilities that are simultaneously material and spiritual. So not only spiritual, not only material, but also spiritual. So for me, the mindfulness practice at a very personal level brings home that spirituality, brings home my oneness with nature, brings home the importance of the fact that my breath comes from this tree, from this earth, from this soil, and my breath also then sustains this tree and this earth and this soil too. Now here I am in Onondaga after a 3-day trip on the road coming from New Orleans, where Samantha and I dropped our daughter Natalia, and we are on our way back to Ontario. Now, yes, of course, did I contribute to carbon dioxide to this environment in that drive? Yes, I did. But that is the contradiction of life right now. That is the paradox of right now. The choices that we have to make. So the choice we made was that we were going to help our daughter move, but there was a cost to it. But the main thing is we are aware of that cost. We are mindful of that cost. And how could we minimize the impact of that 3-day long drive onto the earth and the environment? And there's no way to excuse that in any way, but how can I be aware and mindful about that too? So it's also to live with these difficult tensions that we have, the choices that we have to make in this modern world for us to live well and meet our needs to live well as human beings too.